behalf of our entire news team here at ZNS, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11, the Prime Minister speaking directly to a local daily detailing proposals purportedly from the Water and Sewage Corporation and its future plans, prompting concerns over increased water bills. Stay tuned for the details. And business is booming on the island of Exuma. That's according to Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, detailing the added investment to the Bahamian economy. Also, officials discuss a concerning trend of suicides and attempted suicides in the nation and what this could indicate about the fabric of Bahamian society. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Reports surfacing in a local daily detailing proposals from the Water and Sewage Corporation as part of its 2023 to 2028 corporate business plan. Those reports cited references from the Inter-American Development Bank, further prompting public speculation that water bills would increase, and there were plans to impose taxes on homeowners with private wells. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, firmly rejecting those purported plans, had this to say.
That is absolutely not true. There's no intention of government to raise water rates at any time, nor will it be taxing wells. In fact, the recommendations have been made many, many years for the taxing of wells dating back to the Pinling administration and increasing of water rate dating back to the Pinling administration. We do not intend to do either.
The Prime Minister is in New York this week to attend the General Assembly of the United Nations. On Sunday, he spoke to stakeholders at this year's Climate Summit, and Monday morning he addressed the Concordia, America's annual summit. The nonprofit organization promotes partnership among governments, businesses, and other nonprofits to address the world's most pressing needs, as he has done so in the past. The Prime Minister continued to highlight the need for action to address the impact of climate change. He made this pitch to innovators, disruptors, and change makers.
Let us place climate action at the heart of our technological advancements. Develop affordable, scalable solutions that can be deployed in our vulnerable communities. Foster knowledge sharing and capacity building. The world is watching, and the time for action is now. Let us seize this opportunity, not with apprehension, but with a renewed sense of purpose, a shared commitment to collaboration, and unflappable determination to construct a brighter, more sustainable future for all. Let the legacy of this summit be not one of words, but of deeds, not of pledges, but of partnerships, not of business as usual, but of the bold, transformative action that this moment demands. The Bahamas is ready.
Director of the Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit in the Office of the Prime Minister, Rochelle Newbold, says the Bahamas is punching above its weight in the fight against climate change. While speaking to Clint Watson on The Rundown, she revealed Prime Minister Davis's advocacy on the global stage has begun to change the way the world sees global warming, noting that he has been dubbed the leading voice of the small island developing states on the matter.
We're the one who is setting the tone. The Prime Minister has had the honor of setting the tone for all the developed countries. His speech spoke to everything that we are feeling, we are experiencing, the struggle that we are in, and we as a people need to appreciate that. When we look back in history, it would be the Bahamas who set the tone, who gave the charge, who put out the call for people to stop the talk and actually do what is necessary.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Investments, the Honorable Chester Cooper, revealing that business is booming on the island of Exuma. He's calling it a sign that the Bahamas is open for business, adding to the already $10 billion invested into the Bahamian economy since the Davis administration came into office.
Signed about $1.5 billion of new deals for the island of Exuma. We expect Sanders to come back as breezes. That's $100 million. We anticipate great developments at Rosewood. There's a lot of construction work going on. Elizabeth Island is moving. What this means is there will be more jobs, more entrepreneurial opportunities, more work for construction persons, heavy equipment, people selling food.
New at 11, National Security Minister Wayne Monroe speaking frankly on what it will take to reduce levels of violent crime. He told reporters on the sidelines of a firearms roundtable meeting at police headquarters this morning that there is no silver bullet and fighting crime takes the support of all facets of society. He called it fanciful thinking to assert that it's simply an issue for the police or the government to resolve.
The police will focus on policing, as they have done, but the society, if it wishes this to stop, must focus firstly on prevention, on actually engaging with children, and not just your children. Some disturbing things are happening in this country.
On the issue of illegal weapons trafficked into the country, largely from the Bahamas' neighbors to the west, as pointed out by Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez, Minister Monroe says it's important we work with the international and regional partners. This three-day meeting is being done with the context of developing a national action plan as the Bahamas seeks to join other CARICOM nations in the Caribbean firearms roadmap.
Efforts across many fronts, and this is a front that deals with having a roadmap with measurable metrics and being able to engage with our foreign partners, the main one being in the producer nation, the U.S., to engage their prosecutors to show them this is what is happening. This will assist you in prosecuting the traffickers that are in your country.
It's a sad reality, but a growing concern, the rising rate of attempted suicides in the country. Officials reveal that there were over 400 suicide attempts in the Bahamas last year, an alarming trend that has leading psychiatrist Dr. Devon Roll concerned.
We have noticed an uptick in suicide since the pandemic, and that's something that generally happens when a worldwide tragedy happens. It affects persons in the years to come, and we've seen that a lot of kids have been affected for many different reasons. A lot of it due to some of the things that are happening in the home with the family, and also things that are happening in the community, at school, and in other social settings.
Recent incidences have brought about heart-wrenching examples of this troubling trend, such as the attempted suicide of a 14-year-old girl last week and a 24-year-old woman who attempted to jump from the Sydney-Portier Bridge. Dr. Roll says while young people are more vulnerable to this issue and are more impacted, getting help is key.
It can be kids or adults who are using more substances like cigarettes, marijuana, cocaine, alcohol especially. Persons who are doing more risky activities, you notice that they may be sneaking out, that they may be doing things that may harm them and not really paying much concern or care towards it. It can also be things like persons who are just staying in bed, don't want to get up, persons who are a little bit more irritable, and that happens a lot in teenagers. In adults, more argumentative, not getting along with other persons like they used to. Those can be some of the warning signs.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Some things that are undeniably Bahamian: a good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
$10,000 in grant funding up for grabs tonight for the entrepreneur who can provide the ultimate business pitch. Our Desmond Saunders attending the Small Business Development Center's cultural pitch competition with a lot more. Desmond?
Well, a pleasant good evening, Royston. I'm coming to you live from the Small Business Development Center here in Gladstone Road. And listen, a big opportunity for local entrepreneurs. 6 local entrepreneurs will get the opportunity to pitch and sell their ideas before a panel of judges here tonight. An amazing opportunity for local entrepreneurs. Grant funding in excess of $10,000. Could you believe it? I'm joined by the Executive Deputy Director of the Small Business Development Center, who's hosting this event here this evening, Felice Bethel. Tell me the inspiration behind what you're doing here this evening.
So the reason it's called the Cultural Evolution Pitch Competition is because we wanted to attract creative entrepreneurs who produce products or offer services that one would consider authentically Bahamian. So while we're proud of millions of tourists who come to our shores every year, we also want to be proud that they walk away with an authentic piece of the Bahamas. So we sent out a call for creative entrepreneurs to step up to the plate, submit their pitch decks, executive summaries. We got about 40 applications. And then through our vetting process, we were able to narrow down to 6 competitors who represent a wide array of products and services, from pot cake, dog treats, to bespoke fashion, to photography. And so tonight is going to be a rich display of Bahamian talent in various areas. We also have 6 judges, including Gowan Bow from Fidelity Bank, Chantel Sands from Cable Bahamas, Jerome Sawyer, Angelique McKay, head of the Orange Economy Unit. So we're really looking forward to see how the judges react to the competitors, if they're going to come up with any very difficult questions, and then we're waiting to see who's going to be awarded the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st prize.
Wow, and I know all of the entrepreneurs at the edge of their seats. It's going to be really intense, and we are going to give you the winners and update you more on this competition in a later newscast. That's what's happening here. Small Business Development Center Cultural Evolution Pitch Competition, Gladstone Road. Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight. Back to you, Royston, in the studio.
Thanks, Desmond. Tonight, our Lloyd Allen continues with a look at business development opportunities from the Far East. In this report, his focus is on the expansion of the government's housing project.
China Railway Construction Company, a driving engine carving a transformed method of transport and development throughout the landscape of China and surrounding cities. During a recent tour, company officials showcased advancing technology helping to cement the Chinese vision of connectivity across its 3.7 million square miles. Since the late 1950s, the company has been instrumental in constructing railways, utility tunnels, underground roads, and prefabricated structures. Designs include materials tested to withstand hurricanes, earthquakes, and sound insulation, and built on and with environmentally friendly and integrated materials.
Now, according to company officials, these designs extend beyond just homes. They also apply to office buildings.
China enforces rigorous standards through regulatory bodies like the Ministry of Transportation and the National Railway Administration. CRCC boasts of numerous quality assurance awards and has become a major partner in various road and development projects globally. The current administration, since taking office, has continued to stress the need for safe and affordable housing for Bahamians. Housing Minister the Honorable Keith Bell, although not speaking directly to a partnership with China, stressed the need for partnership in developing housing in the country.
We do have public-private partnership, and we do have a number of land developers who have come to us and want to partner with the government to develop subdivisions.
Now, although no definitive plan exists to partner with the Bahamas, the recent China-Caribbean Economic and Trade Forum may present a golden opportunity, carving out a win-win scenario for all. Reporting from Beijing for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Bahamar's highly anticipated $350 million expansion project is giving tourism officials a lot to look forward to, with the government signing a heads of agreement with the Bahamar for the development of a 350-room resort at the site of the old Malia Nassau Beach. Head of the Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board, Joy Giberlu, says that after an up and down kind of year, this project will help the industry finish 2024 on a high note.
We had a strong January. In fact, we were pacing above 2023, and everyone knows that 2023 was a record year. The challenge months, April, we really saw a drop in numbers, but August, for the first time after a few months, numbers are up again. We're seeing a slow September, October, but thankfully there's a bright light at the end of the tunnel, and we hope to end strong.
The local flats fishing industry has been given a shot in the arm with a pledge of support and promise of at least $200,000 in financial assistance from the government. While the industry has been doing big business, it has been doing so while largely flying under the radar. Here's Corvell Pyfrom.
First, a crash course on what is flats fishing from Agriculture Minister Jomo Campbell.
It's a process where we take tourists come and go out in the clear blue waters, and they practice what is known as catch and release. Some of the most popular fish that are involved in flat fishing are the bonefish. And if you don't know about flat fishing, I'm sure you recognize the name bonefish foley.
This sort of sports fishing attracts thousands here to the Bahamas annually, with foreign-owned local lodges across many islands proven hotspots for these enthusiasts. The concern for lifelong industry expert Prescott Smith and many others is that the industry not be overrun by outsiders.
It's a serious profession, and like any profession, it has to be supported with the right policies, the various concessions that they need, so that the guides would have the very best tools, and even the Bahamians and the lodges that they need, so that you run world-class operations from top to bottom.
At a recent gathering of local industry stakeholders, Prime Minister Philip Davis pledging to the guides his administration's support. He's also calling on them to do their part to help preserve the industry.
Stay the course. Continue to inspire those around you to safeguard our natural resources and to champion sustainability in their personal and professional lives.
The government's support has given Smith renewed hope.
You think of 85% of our country being a marine environment. It is much more beyond the lodge and the guides, but the guides are the foundation of it. And so if we give them the tools that they need to do the very best job, it means that the whole country has a better reputation as a result of that.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Come next month, the work and achievements of today's youth will be lauded. Head of the Division of Youth, Sandina Neely, promises the month-long celebrations will be filled with empowerment, spiritual growth, and a commitment to excellence.
There are a few bad apples that sometimes get all the coverage. So this is our time to spotlight, highlight, celebrate our young people who are doing magnificent things, not just in New Providence, across the Family Islands, and even some of those who live abroad. We celebrate them in the areas of sports, education, arts and culture, environment, agriculture, so many different areas, so many different genres.
The Ministry of Youth organized a number of activities to mark the occasion, but perhaps the most anticipated is the National Youth Parliament with a key new feature.
So this is where we will have young people from the ages of 16 all the way up to 35 occupying both houses at the same time in a National Youth Assembly and the Youth and Senate to form a sitting National Youth Parliament. They'll be serving a 2-year term, just like junior MPs, and they'll be having their special meetings, their special sittings. And so on November 8th, Friday, November 8th, the roads are going to be closed, and we are having a launch, the opening of Parliament. It's going to be a replica just like the actual Parliament. And so we invite the public to sit back, to watch, to come out, to cheer on our young parliamentarians.
Stay with us. Sports is next.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long, yet the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Busy weekend for sports here in the capital, starting with local baseball players, the young ones getting themselves a pretty big treat as they had a major baseball camp that took place at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond. They got a visit from a baseball legend. Amajal Knowles has the story.
He's arguably one of the greatest baseball players to ever have put on a uniform, and over the weekend, he also helped put some smiles on the faces of some of our best young baseball players. Yankees legend Derek Jeter making a surprise appearance on Saturday at the Game Changers baseball camp being held at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium. Captain Clutch speaking about being back in the 2-4-2 and also about giving back.
We couldn't be more thankful and happy to be partnering with Bahamar and coming out here. Everyone that comes out here, they want to have fun, obviously, because it's a golf tournament, but I think even more importantly, they want to support our foundation and our foundation's initiatives in the West Michigan area, New York area, and down in Florida. And then we're also giving back down here in the Bahamas because, we're coming down here. This is one of our biggest fundraisers, and it's very important for us to give back down here as well.
To the camp itself, Director Trey Sweeting says it was designed to help further push the development of some of the country's upcoming baseball prospects, as well as get them prepared for upcoming local and international tournaments.
So today was a pretty exciting day. We had a 2-day camp. The first day we started off with some drill work for the kids, like we did home run derby. We got who were the fastest kids in the 30-yard dash. And then we also had a little game, baseball, who could turn the quickest too. So all in all, what we had out here today was just a chance to get ready for this upcoming year for our national team players and our young Bahamian players to come out and have a chance to shine and show what they got and make sure that we're ready for this year as the Bahamas baseball is on the up and as we continue to ride that trend.
And these eager youngsters spoke about their experience.
It was amazing. I had a great time. It was great to be able to fellowship with my friends. It's always a team effort to be able to win, so yeah.
It was good, and I've been working hard with my coach, Coach Trey, and my dad in the backyard.
It was a great experience. It was a fun time. Met new people, had a good time. Good coaches, met Derek Jeter, Tony Miranda. It was a good time.
Now, of course, as for Mr. Jeter, he was in town for his annual golf tournament and gala event that was held this weekend at the Bahamar Resort. Jeter's Turn 2 Foundation, of course, making a $50,000 donation to the Bahamar Foundation. For ZNSO Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
All right, thanks, Amo. Moving on to some news now from softball as New Providence Softball Association Championships. They continued Saturday night over at the Bankers Playing Field. On the ladies' side, the Wildcats are now up 2-0, taking care of business against the R&B Operators. 15-7 ends up being your final score. Thela Stevens was your winning pitcher in the contest as she took care of business against Brandisha Ferguson, who took the loss. That means now the Wildcats now in full command of that series. On the men's side, Chances Mighty Mitts going up against the Cybertech Blue Marlins. Blue Marlins now up 2-0 there as well. They win 4-2 behind the great pitching performance from Thomas Davis. He got the job done. Meanwhile, Alcott Force once again saddled with a loss. Both series will continue. They come your way on Tuesday night at the Bankers Field. Shifting over to some basketball news as the Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty kicking off their playoff series. Game 1 of WNBA first round best-of-3 playoff series with the Atlanta Dream. And this one going all the way to the New York Liberty. They win this one kind of easily. 83-69 ends up being the final score. Jones, pretty modest night for her. 9 points, 7 rebounds. Liberty, they will go for the sweep at home. That will come your way on Tuesday night when that series continues there. And that's it. You look at sports for you on this Monday. Of course, our Monday weather forecast is just ahead. Stay with us.
It's time to grow your church. Time to extend your message to all the islands in the Bahamas, into the Turks and Caicos Islands, and to the world via the ZNS app and website. It's time to broadcast your church's services on ZNS TV. To help you with that, ZNS has some exciting new packages with very good prices. It's time to call 502-3813 for details.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
If you're looking for a show that inspires, encourages, and lifts up the soul, then Rhythm of Faith is the show for you. Artist of the Week showcase, persons that gives you the story behind the song. Catch Rhythm of Faith, Sundays, 6 p.m., ZNS Television Network.
Now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil?
Good evening, Royston. We'll get you started in the tropics, and we have 2 areas we're looking at. The first one is in the western Caribbean Sea. It's a potential tropical cyclone number 9, and it has a 90% chance of becoming a tropical storm. We expect that to happen sometime tomorrow as it makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico. And by the middle of the week, it will be a hurricane, and perhaps a major hurricane, as it takes aim for Tallahassee in Florida. And then that second area, well in the far eastern Atlantic, near the Cape Verde Islands, well, the Hurricane Center giving that one a 20% chance of development in the short term, but in the long term, that will bump up to 70% as that system moves towards the west. And satellite pictures showing quite a bit of shower activity to the south of Cuba associated with potential tropical cyclone number 9. And we can see over the Bahamas, high pressure remains in control of our water, save for the southeast Bahamas, where we have a little trough in there that's providing some showers and thunderstorms around Crooked Island, Acklands, and even right down into Matthew-Town, Inagua. And tonight we're looking at partly cloudy, very warm conditions, a thunderstorm in spots with a low temperature just around 81 degrees. And tomorrow, this is how your weather will shape up. Partly sunny and hot, 90 degrees for your high temperature. And those temperatures trending will start the day off at about 82 degrees, gradually climbing, and we'll reach that plateau of 90 degrees sometime around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon before we begin to see a dip in our temperatures. And our extended weather forecast look like this. Beautiful day tomorrow for the greater part. On Wednesday, particularly in the afternoon, that is when we'll see an uptick in those shower activity, courtesy of that tropical system in the Caribbean Sea. And then clouds will start thickening up on Thursday with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the mix. Friday, we get a little break, but there'll still be some showers there. And then come Saturday, we'll have those rain bands once again providing some shower activity on Saturday and Sunday. Bryson?
Thank you very much, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm Devontae Hanno. This is ZNS.
And the oil lasted for 8 days, which was a miracle. And so, to celebrate, we have the Festival of Lights.
I thought that was called Hanukkah.
Hanukkah is Hebrew for Festival of Lights.
Are you sure about that?
No. But I am so excited because